Hello friends and welcome to our fourth video of the series in learning web designing HTML. Today we are going to learn about iframe, form elements and meta text. So let us start. First we will open Notepad as we do in all our tutorials. A new file is already open here, so here first we are going to learn, as we know already, HTML. These are a few common steps in each and every video and each and every HTML file. I will name it iframe. I can name anything as I want. So friends, today we are going to learn about iframe. What is iframe? Iframe is generally a web page which is displayed in some other page. So in other words, if you want to display some other web page inside your website or web page, so for that purpose you use iframe. For example, you are having a website and you want to show some other website you have created in your page, so you can use the iframe. Or for example, you want to show the report of coronavirus cases and you want to pick that data from WHO website, so they will provide you a iframe and you could just paste that URL where all the data is available to your web page. I will show you with an example. Let us start. iframe, what you will do, iframe src, same like image source, you will give the source and you will here provide the complete URL of the page, which one you want to include in your web page. So I will use First of all, we will let it be this much only. I will save the file. Let's save the file iframex.html. Now we will go in the Window Explorer and we will open this file. Here available, but I will open directly from the location so that you would know where we are saving it. The file is open. Net should be connected in your website, but the page is not loaded here. Maybe we have done something wrong. HTTPS. We have written the URL in wrong. They are available. So here, make some mistake. http://www.webovit.com. This is the right way to write an URL. So you have to write the complete URL, and that particular website webovit.com is now available inside your web page. Okay. Now same like image, you could give the width and you could increase the width and height of your frame with suppose 800 px, so you could give in percentage as well, 800 pixels. Now the width is increased of the frame. Alright, so you could give whatever width you want to mention. Instead of px, you could give percentage as well, so 100% of the page. The width will be 100%. Okay, height also you could mention accordingly. Height 600 px or whatever pixel you want to mention. Now this one is 600 pixels and this one having like this. The width is 100 pixels and the height is 600 pixels. Now I will now reduce the width and height a little bit, or simply I will not mention, so it will pick the default one. This is the default width and height and can vary from browser to browser. Now suppose I don't want any scroll bar. Here scroll bar is available so that I can scroll below. Sometimes what happens, few web pages what you are going to load, there's having very little data, only this much data. So then in that case a scroll bar doesn't make any sense. In order to hide the scroll bar, you could do just scroll bar is equal to name. Scrolling is equal to name. Now the web page is available but no scroll bar is available and you can't scroll it. The default is yes, but you could mention also. If you are not mentioning anything, scroll bar will available automatically. Apart from width, height, source for the are the attributes for the iframe. Apart from there are other attributes also, as we have learned in the image tag, which is known as H space, that means horizontal space, and V space, which means vertical space. We have learned already in image section what are S space and V space. So if you don't know about it, you could check out our previous video. Now another thing is frame border. I can remove the frame or I can increase the frame also. If frame border is 0, there is no frame available. Okay. So inside your web page it could appear like that a complete website is available inside a website. So you could do like that also. So some particular data if you want to pick up from some other website, you have already taken the right from those website owner. So you could paste like this those websites in your website as well. Google doesn't allow you to paste their website in your website, so you can't paste google.com here. Okay, moving ahead. Now we will learn about form elements. What are form elements? Suppose you want to take some input data from your user and you want to take some submit like feedbacks, or you want to register them, then you need some kind of form for that, where you are taking the name, their password and all to register them, or you are taking feedback or queries, something like that, or you are just simply making a login form. So all in these cases you need some kind of form where the user could input their data. So we will learn about various kinds of form elements which are available in HTML. Moving ahead. So in order to make a form, we will start in this page only. Form, open and form close. There are some attributes for the form, but it's not useful for you here. In order to submit the form, you need some server-side programming like PHP, etc. But currently we are learning about HTML only, so we will not go very deep about that. We will go only about the designing part. To learn about the development part, you have to wait for our future videos. Okay, so here there is one thing, method is equal to post or get. This one you could know only if you know server-side programming like PHP. I'm just mentioning here for your information so that you have just idea what kind of things these are. Method post and action is equal to submit.php. Okay, so whenever someone will press the submit button, using the post method, this page will open and the data will get submitted in the submit.php page. This is just for your information. I will remove it from here so that you don't get confused. We will learn about this only when we will learn PHP. Okay. So now suppose you have to input someone name or some other thing, middle name or whatever. So what you put name and input type. Type is equal to text. Name is equal to name. Full name. Now we will see the preview of it here. Form is not happening. We have done one mistake. Whenever you are opening the iframe, you have to close it as well. Otherwise, entire other thing of your web page will be visible inside the iframe, which is a blunder, which could be a blunder for you. So now the form is available. For current purpose, we will hide this iframe. We will put it in comment so that it will not make our page loading delay. Okay, so we have added the iframe. Now we are having the form element only so that you could pay attention to form element. First we have name. I can make it bold. We have learned about this before also. Now this one is bold. So anyone can type inside here name. Suppose my name is Slash. Alright. Or you could write the company name or whatever. Alright. Moving ahead. We need to give a BR, otherwise all other things will come in the same line. BR is used to change the line. Okay. Now the another one is password. Here in this case, input, you are going to give some input. Type is text. Text type, someone is going to input text inside it, and name is the identification of the field, that what kind of field you are going to insert in it. This is helpful when you are using PHP so that you could identify what element to pick from which area. This one will be more clear when you are going to learn PHP. Here, input type, password, name, my pass. Okay. So now you are having another field which is known as password. So inside the password field, someone is typing anything, that will be in star or hidden mark. No one can study it, but the browser can read it. Alright, moving ahead. Another is the radio tag. Now when we are going to use radio tag, suppose you have to input your gender. Gender could be either male, either female, or other. So it could be only one, it can't be both. So what you will do? Input type radio, name is equal to gender, and value. You have to put value also. So you will have 3 values here and you will mention it like this. Male, female, and other. First I will show you the preview inside the browser. Here now gender, you have 3 radio marks to be selected. There is a particular point about radio mark is that you could select only one option. So if someone select male, then if someone goes to select female, then male will be disappeared. So you could select only one option. So if you want to let your user to select only one option, for that purpose you will use radio box. So only one option could be choose and multiple option can't be chosen. So moving ahead, another is checkbox. Now suppose we are giving you some simple example, and you could make it as much in any way like you want. So suppose you are asking your customer their favorite fruit. So favorite fruits could be 1, 2 or more. So here the user have right to choose multiple options. If you want your user to choose multiple options, then in that case you will use checkbox. But I would like to make it clear little bit radio mode here. Here in radio, in order to make all radio, means if you want that only one option get selected, so name should be same in all the cases, otherwise same thing will not happen. Okay, suppose I change here gender 1, then what will happen? Someone can select male also and someone can select other also, which we don't want. So to make sure that this doesn't happen, name should be same in all the cases and value will be different. So the browser will pick the value accordingly. If someone select this one, male option will be selected, in this case female, and other in the other case. Now favorite fruit, I will write something. First we will write input type is equal to checkbox. Okay, same here, name is equal to fruits and value is equal to mango. Now you can give as much option as you want. Mango. I'm providing 3 options here also. In this case, when user will come inside the website, so he could choose mango also, he could choose orange also, and he could choose banana also. So it depends on user, they can choose whatever they want. Any of the option they can remove and any of the option they can select, so according to need. So the main difference between radio box and checkbox is that radio box you could select only one option, but in checkbox you could select multiple options. That's the major difference. So depending on your criteria, you could use whatever tags you want to use. I will make it bold as well. Now we will talk about some buttons also in the terms. Before talking about button, we will talk some other elements also. Suppose you want to submit some data secretly which you don't want users see. For example, the today's date, or for example some kind of ID or some kind of secret code that from which page they are submitting the data. You could use input type hidden also. Input type hidden, name is equal to ID and value is equal to whatever. So whenever the form is submitted, automatically this value of the ID will be taken and submitted, but it is not visible inside the web page. Web page it's not visible, but someone will submit the form, it will be secretly submitted in the browser. So you could secretly submit some data as well which you don't want the user to see, but you want, it's important for you to get submitted. Moving ahead. Now suppose you want your user to upload some kind of file, their resume, their image, their video or something else. This is known as file handling. So in this case, please select your, you could write whatever text you want to write. Input type file and name whatever you want to give. So we will see the preview. Please select your file. There is an option to select the file. If someone will click, someone can use whatever file you want to use. Okay, a word file, a image or some other picture or some video or whatever it is. Selecting a file is different story, but submitting is a totally another thing. So if you want to submit this file, that comes under the category of file handling, which is really different story, and you need to learn it properly. We will talk about it. So you could do it by jQuery and you could do it by PHP as well. That one we will talk later, but at least you should know how a user to let select a file. Okay, I will make it bold as well so that this thing, the headings are visible separately. Now suppose you are having multiple options. Give date of birth. I will make it simple for you to understand. I just make month of birth. Okay, so first we will use the tag select, then option gen. Okay, then you don't need to close the option tag again and again. Option tab, you could mention whatever option you want to mention it. So we are making here for the month. You could make as well for the date and for the year as well. We will show you just using the example of month. So depending on you, you could make this select for anything, whatever you want, October, and then December. After all the options you have mentioned inside, you will close the select tab. Okay, let us see the preview. So I didn't give BR tag, otherwise this will come in the next line. It depends on you. So now the drop down is available here. A user can select any option he wants and month of birth. So this is the way how you give drop down to select some particular options available inside. Okay, now the last step in this one, then we will talk about button. Description. Suppose you want your user to provide some description as well. I will put some BR tag here. Now if you want your user to give a long description, like some description or some feedback or some long post he want to write, so for that purpose you will use text area. Text area have multiple rows and columns, so there are a whole lot of space available for the user to type inside. So you will mention the rows means the number of lines, because I give 5, and you will mention the calls. It's not necessary that you mention the calls or not. Calls is the number of characters in each line. So suppose I give 50. Now here available the description. Here we are having a long text, so our user can type a long text inside according to the need. Correct? Moving it. Now we are having a form available here. Suppose someone write here their name, the password, they select their gender, they select the favorite fruit, they select the file, also some file, and they select their birth date, and they put some data also inside. Now you have 3 options. First option is known as validation. Suppose you want to check whether someone has input correct data or not. Suppose you are asking someone name and someone has entered some number inside which is not valid. No one has their name as number. So in that case, what you will do? You could put some validation which is done using JavaScript. You could check whether the user have submitted proper data or no. So in the case if you don't want the user to submit the data, you just want to check the data. So in that case, you will use input tag button. So button will not submit the data. It will just check the data. So in case you are not making some programming, like not server side programming, you don't want to submit something, you want to check here only, like calculator, you are making some calculator. So you could use the input tag button and value is equal to, I will give calculator in this case. So what will happen? It will not do anything, but if you have write some script, JavaScript inside, so according to that programming, a few things will get selected or checked. Okay. Now, in order to make the form get submitted, this form submitted, so you have to write form as we have done before. Method, you have to mention some method. There are two methods, post and get, but we will learn about it in PHP. And then export, the name of the page here where your data is going to get submitted. We will talk first about reset, then we will talk about reset, and then there's another input tag submit. You could give submit you could mention some name inside also in value. So instead of the default name, this particular thing will be written. Okay, so we will refresh the page. So now we have three buttons available here. One is just button. So this one is not submitting the form. This one is just checking the data. So in order to make it work, you have to use some kind of JavaScript or something. If I press this reset button, all the data will be disappeared or removed or go to the default. Okay. So suppose now I will again write some data here. I will select something. I select some files. I change this one and I write some data inside. So now reset will remove the data. Calculate will do some kind of checking or something. If I press submit, so the data will get submitted inside the submit.php, but this page is not available. So you have to create it separately and write all the codings inside in order to get your data submitted. But this is in the case of PHP or some other server-side programming. So we will talk about it later. Now we will talk about some meta tags. Meta tags are also very important tags which are used by the search engine. It's not directly visible inside the web page. So if you are mentioning meta tag, you are going to control your web page, how is it will be visible in the search engine. Okay, so first of all, the first meta tags. Meta tags are always mentioned inside the head section. Okay, here our head is open, here our head is closed. So apart from title, you have to mention either at this position or this position. Okay, so first meta tag is, first of all, what you will do, http equivalent. Okay, http equivalent content. Here you will mention the content tag that currently we are working on text-less HTML. So we will text-less HTML. So this is a good way to mention our web page. So it's very useful for the search engine. They could easily identify what kind of web page you are having. It's a PHP file, JavaScript file, CSS file, or whatever. So it's a good habit to mention the things inside the meta tag. Now, maybe most of us know about the cache memory. Cache memory is some temporary data which is stored inside the web page. So if next time our web page is not getting loaded, so the cache memory is load the data available in the history so that you get at least some data if internet is not available. So for that purpose, if you are having some secured website and you don't want the things to get stored inside the website or browser, so what you will do, cache control, no cache. So if you mention this meta tag inside your website, so the browser is not going to store any data available inside the website because it could be a matter of security or something like that. Okay, moving ahead towards the another meta tag. Sometimes it's also a good idea to tell the browser that in what language your website is available. So for that, in that case, search engines like Google, they can easily classify your website and could send your website to the proper kind of your viewers. Now, content language. EN is used for English, HI is used for Hindi, and AR for Arabic, and so on. So you could search in internet whatever language your website is available. Generally, most of the time it's in English language. Moving ahead. Now, this is also going to an important and exciting tag what we are going to learn about, meta tag. Suppose you want to get your web page refreshes every 5 seconds or every some particular interval of time. Suppose you are having some kind of data which getting changed, like weather or share report or something like that, and you want your web page to get refreshed at every particular interval of time. So in that case, what you will do, you will mention here refresh content, and here you will mention in seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever second. It's 1 minute, then you will mention 60. So every 1 minute the web page will get refreshed. I will show you in the example. The starting 3 tags are not visible in the web page. These are just for search engine to give them instruction that our web page is HTML tag, don't catch any of the data of the web page, and the language is English. Now this one refresh, you will see there. I refresh the page. After 5 seconds, the web page will get refreshed automatically again. Here you can see that it's getting refreshed after every 5 seconds. Here it refreshed. Now again it gets refreshed again. So since our website is not having too much data, so it's loading very fast, and it's having in the local server, so that's why it's loading very fast. Otherwise, if it's available in a remote server or web server, so it will take time to refresh. But after every 5 seconds, it's getting refreshed. Now, instead of after getting refreshed, you want to redirect your website after particular interval of time. So you could mention also that one. You will put a comma, semicolon, URL. You will mention the URL. And you will mention the complete URL or the name of the web page where you want to get this page redirect after 5 seconds. So after 5 seconds, this page will be redirected to the page first.html automatically. We didn't do anything, the browser have redirected it. Redirection could be a good thing and it could be a bad thing as well. Good in the sense, suppose if you want to get your page refreshes or you want to automatically redirect your user to some other page after a particular interval of time. Suppose you are having a timeout kind of thing, you are making a quiz and you are giving only 1 hour for your user to complete the web page. So after 1 hour, the web page will automatically get you redirect to some other page. In that case, it's good. But if you are redirecting your web page, the search engine is not going to list this web page in any way, because any page which is going to redirect web page, this one search engine never list those kind of web page in their search engine. Okay, now these were few meta tags coming under the HTTP equivalent. In content, inside the content you will mention. So you have to remember all this. First is content type, another is cache control, another is content language, another is replace. Okay, so now we are moving ahead. I'll make some gap, but it's not necessary. Now what we are going to do, HTTP equivalent type meta tags are finished. Now we will talk about name type meta tag. First one is keyword. This is very important meta tag. It is used for search engine optimization. Although this one is coming in another topic which we will cover in search engine optimization as well, but I am going to mention it here as well. Now suppose you are having a website which is having Bollywood movies, Bollywood cinema, like these keywords. You want your website to be searching by particular keyword. In that case, you will use the meta tag. You will give name keywords, and inside the content you will mention the name of the content, like whatever I mentioned, comma, separated, latest movies, whatever inside. So if someone is searching in the search engine by Bollywood movies or someone is searching by latest movies, so there's a whole lot of possibility. Since you have mentioned your keywords like this, so there's a lot of possibility that your website could be listed in using these keywords in the search engine. But it's not sure, because you have to do many other steps as well, which we will learn in search engine optimization. Okay, moving ahead. Another tag is description. Now, if you have opened some web page in search engine like Google and all, so description is also available of the website, that what's the website about. So you could mention the description here. So here's available the description for a web page. So this should be short, not too much long. So in the search engine, if someone is searching your web page or opening your website, they will found like this one description is available, so that anyone can easily come to your website and they know already that what's your website about. Moving ahead. Now we are adding copyright and author. You could mention here that the content of the website is copyrighted, and you could mention the company so that it have all the copyright available under what company. Okay, you could mention the author as well. Okay, and these tags are not important, are not necessary that you have to mention or no. But if you are going to mention these tags inside your website, you could make your website listed in search engine, and you could make your website more search engine friendly. So only for that purpose, if you want to remove it, you could remove also. It's not necessary that you mention the last one we are going to run under meta tag is robots. Maybe most of us know about the robots. It's not the same robots what we are getting in mind. It's about search engine. All the search engines and some kind of their program, spiders, crawlers, robots, etc. inside the web page, which reads the content of the website and they list the website accordingly. So suppose we have some kind of secure website and we don't want those robots, spiders, crawlers to come in our website to list in the search engine. For that case, what we can do, we can mention no index, comma no follow. So in this case, we are having no index and no follow for the robots. So if a search engine, robots, crawler, spider is coming in our website, so no index means they are not going to list your website inside their search engine. No follow means they are not even going to come inside the website and read the data. So they will not just come inside the website. Simply you could write for the opposite, follow and index. So they will index and they will follow. So you could play around with it. Suppose you want to follow but not to index, so you could mention follow but no index. So they will follow your website but they will not list it in the search engine. So you could play accordingly. Today was a lengthy tutorial for you, but I believe that you have for sure learned a lot of things here. All these things are quite important for you. First we have learned about iframe, how to apply a web page inside our page. Then we learn about form. There's much more we have to learn about the form in the HTML5 section. We will learn it in the future. Then we learn about the meta tags. And maybe most of you have understood already meta tags. Maybe there's no preview available inside the web page, but still they are very important for a website. Okay, hope you like our video. Let us see you soon. Don't forget to subscribe our video. Thank you.